Ladies and gentlemen, I've heard every excuse in the book. I don't have time, the economy's bad, it's too hard, I'm not ready yet. Let me tell you something, excuses are the crutches of the weak, and they'll hold you back from the greatness you were born to achieve. Every time you come up with an excuse, you're handing over the keys to your future and saying, I'm not worthy of success. Here's the cold truth, excuses are nothing but a coward's way of not facing reality. When you make excuses, you're telling yourself that the world owes you something, that circumstances are against you, and that someone else is responsible for your success or failure. Well, guess what? The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. Life doesn't care about your excuses, and neither should you. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can start taking control of your destiny. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or blaming your lack of progress on your situation. Success comes from the willingness to take full responsibility for your actions. It comes from waking up every single day, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am responsible for everything in my life, my success, my failure, my choices. When you stop making excuses and start taking action, you start changing the trajectory of your life. But here's the thing, taking action isn't always going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. You're not always going to feel like doing the work, and you shouldn't. Comfort and success don't belong in the same sentence. Growth comes from struggle. It comes from pushing yourself when you're tired, when the world is against you, and when it feels like everything is falling apart. That's when you know you're on the right path. I'm not here to tell you that you'll find success easily, but what I will tell you is this: if you're not willing to put in the work, then you're wasting your time. Every single day you delay taking action is a day you'll never get back. Every time you wait for the right time or perfect opportunity, you're letting someone else get ahead of you. You want to change your life? You need to take action now. There's no more time to waste. You either make things happen or you get left behind. But taking action isn't just about doing more, it's about doing what's necessary. And to do that, you need to change your mindset. The way you think is the way you act. If you constantly tell yourself you're not ready, or you're not good enough, or you can't afford it, guess what? You'll never be ready. You'll never be good enough. You'll never have enough. But when you decide to get up and take action despite your fears, your doubts, and your past failures, that's when things start to change. You need to stop thinking small and start thinking big. You need to stop letting your past define your future and start creating the life you want today. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Why are you still sitting there, making excuses, telling yourself you'll start tomorrow? You have everything you need right now to take that first step, and the second step, and the third. But you've got to stop making excuses and start taking action. Time isn't waiting for you. You have to act. Get up, get moving, and make the changes that will take you to the next level. Because at the end of the day, excuses don't get results. Action does. Are you ready? Then stop talking about it and start doing it. When you make excuses, you're not just stalling progress, you're paying a price. And it's a price far steeper than you think. Every time you give yourself an excuse, you're trading in your potential for a temporary sense of comfort. You're telling yourself that it's okay to stay where you are, that it's acceptable to let life pass by without pushing forward. But let me tell you something. That comfort, that momentary relief from facing the hard truth will eventually turn into regret. You see, every excuse you make is like a chain that binds you to mediocrity. It might seem small at first, like I'll do it tomorrow, or it's not the right time, but over time those excuses pile up and they start weighing you down. You can't run with a heavy load on your back, and you can't reach your full potential if you keep holding on to excuses. It's the same thing as being stuck in quicksand. The more you try to wiggle out of it, the deeper you sink. The cost of that is immense, because while you're busy making excuses, The world is moving forward without you. Think about this: every day you choose to excuse yourself, you lose precious time. Time you can never get back. Time that could have been spent learning, growing, failing, and succeeding. It's time you could have used to build the life you've always wanted. The price of an excuse isn't just a few moments, it's your future. It's the chance to create the life you were meant for. The opportunity to make a difference. The legacy you could leave behind. But here's the hard truth: excuses are the most convenient way to avoid responsibility and the easiest way to stay stagnant. They protect you from failure, yes, but they also protect you from success. They keep you comfortable in the same place where nothing changes, where nothing grows, where your dreams stay locked up in a box. And the longer you sit in that comfort zone, the more you convince yourself that it's okay to remain where you are. But life doesn't work that way. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves forward, whether you're in the race or not. Now, think about the cost of that. The cost of letting fear, doubt, or laziness dictate your actions. The cost of standing still while others are out there taking risks and learning from their failures. The cost of not showing up for yourself. It's not just the opportunities you miss, it's the person you lose in the process. You lose the bold, ambitious, fearless version of yourself that is willing to go after what they want, no matter how hard it gets. You lose your future. Excuses keep you from reaching for greatness. They hold you back from becoming the person you're meant to be. And it doesn't matter how many excuses you make, they won't change your reality. They'll only keep you in the same place, stuck and stagnant. But if you can start facing the truth, if you can stop finding ways to avoid action and instead take full responsibility for your life, then, and only then, will you begin to break free. So stop paying the price of excuses. Stop making them and start making progress. The cost of excuses is too high, and the rewards of taking action are priceless. Choose to rise above them, take control, and make today the day you stop holding yourself back. Your future is waiting, and it's time to take it. The power of personal accountability is one of the most transformative forces in a person's life. When you step into accountability, you're no longer a passive observer of your circumstances, watching your life unfold with the belief that you have no say in it. You take full responsibility for your actions, your choices, and most importantly, the results you're getting. The moment you own your decisions, whether they're right or wrong, everything starts to change. You see, many people want to blame the world for their problems. They blame their upbringing, their lack of resources, their bad luck, or the people around them. But if you're serious about changing your life, you need to look in the mirror and ask, what can I do to fix this? How can I take control of the situation and turn it into something better? It's in that question, that ownership, that the magic happens. Taking personal accountability means no longer blaming anyone or anything. It means understanding that the life you're living right now is a result of your past decisions. Whether you're happy with it or not, it's yours. And that's powerful, because the moment you accept that, you also accept the power to change it. It's not the circumstances that hold you back. It's your belief that you are powerless against them. When you take full responsibility, you begin to see solutions, opportunities, and actions you never saw before. But here's the key: you must stop waiting for the right time. You must stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. Your success, your happiness, your dreams, they are all dependent on the decisions you make and the actions you take right now. And that's where most people falter. They believe success will happen once the timing is perfect, once the stars align. But success doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It's made in the moments when you decide to push through the discomfort and take responsibility, no matter the obstacles. Personal accountability also means making the hard choices. It means facing the fact that you are the one holding yourself back from reaching your full potential. Yes, the road is tough and it's filled with challenges, but the truth is, every single thing you've ever faced, every challenge that has come your way, is something you can grow from. But you have to own it. You have to recognize that your failures don't define you, they refine you. When you stop blaming and start owning your decisions, your mindset shifts. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a victor. You want to know the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It's accountability. It's the willingness to look at yourself in the mirror and admit when you're wrong, when you've failed, when you've taken a wrong turn. But more importantly, it's the courage to learn from those mistakes and take better action moving forward. When you take accountability, you stop waiting for the world to change and start changing the world around you. You become a force, an unstoppable force that bends reality to your will. Because you're not just waiting for things to happen, you're making them happen. Now, some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I take responsibility and it doesn't work out well? Let me tell you something, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. When you fail, it doesn't mean you're done. It means you've learned, you've grown, and you've got the wisdom to do it better next time. You can't get to success without first facing failure. But you have to own that failure. You can't shy away from it. You can't make excuses for it. You need to stand up and say, I took the shot. It didn't work out, but I'm going back in stronger than ever. That's accountability. And that's the kind of mindset that will carry you to victory. When you embrace personal accountability, you also embrace the idea that your success is in your hands, and that is incredibly liberating. It means that you can change your circumstances no matter how tough they seem. It means you have control. You have power. And it means that the excuses you used to make are no longer valid. No one is coming to save you. You have everything you need within you to create the life you want. It starts with taking full responsibility for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you will do. This is your life. You are the author of your story. And when you take full accountability for it, you become the hero of your own narrative. No one else is coming to fix your problems. You've got to own it. You've got to make the hard choices. And you've got to show up every single day with the commitment to do whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. That's the power of personal accountability, taking responsibility, learning from your mistakes, and using that knowledge to create the success you deserve. There is no greater power than that. Let me tell you something, if you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect condition, the perfect situation to show up before you take action, you're going to be waiting for a long time. The reality is success, growth, and progress are not born in comfort. They're not born in the easy moments or the times when everything is aligned and smooth. No success is born in the discomfort. It's born in the struggle. It's forged in the fire of pushing yourself when you don't feel like it, when the pain is real, when the doubts are loud, and when the world is telling you to quit. That's where greatness lives. You see, discomfort is the breeding ground for resilience. It's when you're uncomfortable, when you're in the middle of something that challenges you, that tests your limits, that you grow. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort makes you soft. It makes you complacent. If you're sitting around waiting for things to be easy, you're not on the path to success. You're setting yourself up to fail. Real growth, the kind that changes your life, happens when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you push through the obstacles, when you embrace the grind, and when you keep going when everyone else is ready to quit. And that takes work ethic. A relentless work ethic that refuses to take shortcuts, that refuses to make excuses, that refuses to settle for mediocrity. The most successful people in this world didn't get there because it was easy. They didn't take the easy route. They worked while others were sleeping. They worked when it was hard. They worked when they were tired, when they were hurting, when they wanted to give up. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Work ethic. So stop looking for the easy way out. Stop looking for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to success. You want the results, then put in the work. Do the things others won't. Show up when others quit. Dig deep when everyone else gives in to exhaustion. That's where the magic happens. And yes, it's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. But trust me, that discomfort is your best friend. It's what's going to separate you from the pack. It's what will transform you into someone who is unstoppable, someone who refuses to be outworked, someone who understands that true success is earned, not given. And let me be clear, this is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter too. It's about having the discipline to stay focused, the mindset to stay committed, and the mental toughness to keep going, even when the world tries to knock you down. You don't get to take a break just because it's hard. You don't get to stop because you're tired. You keep going, you keep pushing, you keep grinding. And when you do that consistently, you begin to build something that no one can take from you, a character, a reputation, a legacy. So embrace the discomfort. Embrace the grind. Embrace the moments when you feel like you can't take another step, because those are the moments that will change everything for you. You don't become great by avoiding hardship. You become great by stepping into it, by doing the work, and by pushing through the pain. That's the price of greatness. That's the price of success. But if you're willing to pay that price, if you're willing to embrace the discomfort and put in the work, then there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Nothing. Inaction is the silent killer of potential. It's the thing that slowly eats away at your dreams and robs you of opportunities. Every time you choose to do nothing, you're allowing time to slip through your fingers. And let me tell you, time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care if you feel ready or if you're waiting for the perfect moment. It moves forward relentlessly. And the longer you stand still, the further behind you get. When you don't act, you don't just miss out on chances, you create consequences that will follow you. You'll look back years from now wondering where the time went. You'll wonder why you're not where you thought you'd be. You'll feel regret creep in like a slow poison. And regret, my friends, is far worse than failure. At least with failure, you have the chance to rise up, learn, and try again. But with inaction, you lock yourself in a prison of your own making. Now, don't mistake this for a call to reckless action. I'm not saying to rush into things without thought or preparation. What I'm saying is that you cannot wait for the stars to align or for everything to be perfect before you take a step. Perfection is a lie. The truth is, any action is better than doing nothing. Every decision, every move forward, no matter how small, takes you closer to where you need to be. And that's where the real growth happens. Inaction keeps you in a state of fear, a place where you're paralyzed by the unknown. But the truth is, you'll never have all the answers. You'll never have all the perfect conditions to act. Life doesn't work like that. So the longer you stay stuck, the longer you're denying yourself the chance to evolve, to grow, to experience life at its fullest. The longer you hesitate, the more you're teaching yourself that you're not capable of taking that first step. And that's a lesson that'll hold you back forever if you let it. The consequences of inaction are far-reaching. They affect your career, your relationships, and your sense of self-worth. If you don't take action today, tomorrow becomes harder. If you keep putting off your dreams, you'll end up with a life full of what-ifs. But the real question is, how much more are you willing to sacrifice? How much longer are you willing to wait? Because every day you sit there doing nothing, you're adding more to the cost of your future. You need to understand that inaction is not an option. The cost of waiting is the destruction of your potential. Every moment you waste is a moment that could have been used to make progress, to create something new, to push yourself further than you thought you could go. And the only thing standing in your way is you. So stop hiding behind the excuses, stop waiting for the perfect time, and start making moves. Time is slipping away, and you'll either act now or pay the price later. The choice is yours. You can continue to wait, continue to make excuses, continue to stand on the sidelines while life passes you by. Or you can choose to take action today, right now. You can choose to face your fears, confront your doubts, and stop letting inaction dictate your future. The consequences of doing nothing are far too great, and time is something you can never get back. So I ask you, are you going to let the opportunity slip away? Or are you going to take that first step, no matter how small, toward the life you've always wanted? You have everything inside you to make it happen, but you need to act. The power to change your life lies in your hands, and the time to start is now. The only thing standing between you and success is your willingness to move forward. Don't wait any longer. Don't let another day pass you by. Take action, own your future, and create the life you deserve.